I'm thinking about this, whatever this is, whatever it is I'm doing or trying to do with this pocket, the pocket chip, or the handheld Linux terminal, or just getting stuff off of the phone. And I'm realizing, as I'm driving down the street thinking about this, driving my manual transmission, I realized that I hated an automatic. I hated automatics because I wanted them to shift when I wanted them to shift. And I've driven like 2 automatics that shifted like I wanted to shift. And all the other ones, the computer was making the decision. And I hated that. This is like, 16, 17 years old. I wanted to be in control of this powerful machine. And I'm sure you might have already guessed, that applies directly to the computer. The computer is capable of lots of stuff. The phone is capable of lots of stuff. Apple makes excellent, beautiful, wonderful hardware, but you're not in control of it. I hate that idea of being out of control of the decision making for what that hardware, that power is used for. So I think about this, and then I think about the Galaxy Note 2, which was my first flagship Android phone. And before that, I had a couple other smaller phones, but the one I liked the most was the Motorola Droid. That one was, and probably still is, a pretty great phone. The screen was small, and it did a lot of stuff, but I could kind of tweak it and I could customize it. It had a hard keyboard, a physical keyboard. It was good hardware. I really liked it. And I, rooted it and did all kinds of stuff with it. And I just didn't understand people who were like, oh yeah, I don't use a computer, I only use my phone for pretty much everything. But it wasn't until I got that flagship phone, that Samsung Galaxy Note 2, that I started getting the, I don't know if they still call it this, the phablet, the phone tablet, the very large phone, the phablet experience, and the speed of the high quality phone. At that point, I started really using it for more stuff. Like, I was trying to get more things into this phone so that I could do more things with this phone. And I realize now that that is actually a decision that was made. The goal is to put more things through their portals. And by they, I mean just whatever the company is. Facebook has a payment portal. They want you to use their payment portal because it's convenient. But, not because. They want you to think it's convenient. But they want to be the gatekeepers. They want to be the portal to the world. There are, from what I've read, countries to which Facebook is donating phones to, help the third world communities. And the phones that they're giving them have Facebook on them as apps. It's a Facebook phone, basically. And these countries, or as business people call them, emerging markets, untapped wallets, the people in these countries, that phone opens up Facebook, but Facebook isn't Facebook. Facebook is the internet. Their concept of the internet is Facebook. And when I go on Google and I Google something up and I click on the results, and it does not send me to their webpage, but it presents me with I forget what they call it, like a viewer or something like that, the reader view. It presents me with the content of that webpage represented on Google's homepage. They're trying to be the portal. If you leave their webpage, they can't, well, it's harder for them to track you, but they're just making it more convenient. You don't have to go to that webpage. That webpage probably has all kinds of garbage code on it. You don't even want to look at that. And heaven forbid you get Google blacklisted. This is questionable code. You wind up with Google is now feeding you the webpage. Well, what's in the webpage? Well, Google knows. What's being displayed to you? Well, Google decides that. How much did you read? How far down did you read in the search? Google knows that. How much time did you spend reading? Google knows that. They want to become the portal for all these things. And I think about my car seat, my chair, seat chair, my car seat that I'm sitting in, driver's seat. It has mechanical adjustments for it. And my wife was in the car, and I had to adjust the seat back. And I remembered my mom had a Mercedes that had an electronic reset, so that you could hold the buttons and then it would reset the seating to whoever the person was. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. But again, it relies on more electronics and more opportunity to fail. Here, I just have some steel and a lever, and I pull the lever, and there's a spring, and I adjust it, and that's it. So I don't know that that's better. It's definitely more convenient, but it's also less convenient on the far side. And then when your chair stops working, instead of you grabbing a wrench, you have to go into Mercedes because your servo alignment indicator sensor is out of whack, and you need to order a new Mercedes-Benz part 172934427, and they can fix it because you can't order that part. Like, it's the same thing. This is what happened with auto repair. Like, people who own cars, they purchase the car, they own the car. But nowadays, people don't own the code in the car. And there is a right to repair law, I think. They're trying to get it applied to phones or something like that, but it's very thorny. But the idea that you purchase a thing and you don't own it. Oh, I bought this book. You don't actually own that book. You own the right to be able to read that book X amount of times. All right, I gotta go.